everybody. Welcome back. Lee Roth with the Dinking Training Institute from the inaugural Las Vegas MTE show. And I am absolutely thrilled and honored to be sitting here with not only the legend Kevin Halewood of MTE fame, but also the gentleman that is now taking over and running things around here, Mr. Sheldon Kaye. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
So we have all, I mean, and I say we, meaning everybody that's been here at the show the last 2 days, I know for myself, I've had a blast. You know, obviously I've gotten to reconnect with a bunch of old friends that I haven't seen since January in Orlando. But I've also met a bunch of new people, which was what the goal was, which is what we were hoping for. Meeting a bunch of West Coast guys, Mountain States guys, Northern guys.
Yeah.
And it's really been a great show. And me, for one, I've loved being here in the casino, giving me some extra stuff to do. First of all, Sheldon, how did the show go as far as from what you can tell?
Looks like it went great. It wasn't a million people.
Sure.
But it wasn't 0 people.
Right.
And it seems, like you said, it was new people. And that was really the goal. You guys have been doing Mobile Tech in Orlando for years and years. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it ends up being the same faces. Some new, but this was probably 70% new or somewhere around there. So we're just really happy to get those new people in our community and help grow the show as a whole.
Well, and let's face it, this was y'all's way of dipping your toe into the waters out here to test it to see how it was going to go. I mean, Orlando, correct me if I'm wrong, is the staple. Yeah. Orlando will always be there. Yeah. And it should. I mean, it is what it is.
It is. Orlando's not going away.
Right.
There's been some rumors. Orlando's still there.
There it is. There's a definitive. It's not going anywhere, which is great. I don't think anybody in the industry wanted it to go anywhere. But this is the way to bring in the other side of the country, the guys that haven't had the opportunity all these years to be able to get to Orlando. Because let's face it, it's a long trip.
Yes.
If you're a West Coast guy or you're in Oregon, how easy is it for you to get away for the weekend to get to all the way to Orlando? It just it just doesn't happen very easily. So I'm thrilled to death to see what the outcome of it is, and hopefully for next year and being back here next year, and of course being in Orlando in January. So Kevin, what changes, because I know you've seen a lot of changes in the industry, what are the changes that you're seeing from, let's say, 10 or 15 years ago compared to what you're seeing with the vendors' interaction with each other, the manufacturers, and the techs? Because a lot of people in this industry. Okay, you've been around this industry how long now?
Well, we started the expo in 2001, and we started newspaper Mobile Tech News probably about 5 years before, I think it was.
Right. So every bit of 20 years, basically, over 20 years, really involved in the industry. Where are you seeing the industry and the pulse of the industry now compared to what it was 15 years ago?
What I tried to do when we first started, I wanted a camaraderie. I didn't like the competition, and I not only wanted the camaraderie for the techs that were coming, but also for the guys that were displaying at the show. And it got to the point where in the beginning there was a little bit of friction, but we now have a great meld between all the exhibitors, and the old techs that have been here, from day one, are now helping the younger guys, which is great. Yeah. The tools compared to in 2000, it's like night and day. Matter of fact, we were talking about that before, because the Dent Olympics, when we would put the dent in, they'd have a screwdriver with a golf ball, and it'd beat the hell out of the car.
Tom and I were talking about that earlier.
I mean, the one day somebody hit it and the damn golf ball came out when it was over. I said, it's dangerous. You got to find something else. So now we have Mr. Kinsey, who's
Alliance Dent Repair.
Alliance Dent Repair, his dad. He's built an air cannon.
Right.
And it's worked out really good.
Right.
So, just the progression of the tools and the people. They're a lot more comfortable talking to each other, networking. In the beginning, it was more, I put my tools away when you come look at what I'm doing.
Exactly.
And it's the exact opposite now. They help each other.
I've noticed, and I've been in the industry 15 approximately years, and what I've noticed, especially, again, I keep referencing back, just the last 2 or 3 even, but especially over the last 10, is that the industry keeps growing. And at one point, the industry didn't like that. Technicians didn't want the industry to grow.
Yeah,
they didn't want to share a piece of the pie at all.
Yeah.
There's enough of pie go around. But what I'm seeing, at least from my personal view, is that the industry is growing by leaps and bounds, but yet it's shrinking at the same time. Not in size, but in community. It's getting a closer knit, and manufacturers are working with other manufacturers. Technicians are working with other technicians and helping each other out. And it's really a cool time to watch. It really is.
It is. I mean, when we started, as I said, people were doing a dent or whatever, they'd hide their tools. There's a gentleman that's here, he's been coming to all the shows, Kevin Bird. He's well known as a dent tech and stuff.
Yeah.
He decided to do a networking event in Tampa. But he invited not just PDR guys, he had detailers, glass repair, everything you can think of as mobile techs.
Right.
And that really started the ball rolling as far as like, if you've got a route, you've got a route, I've got a route, none of us can take a vacation, let's face it. We
Right.
gotta work, thing to time. I'll cover your route when you go on vacation if you'll cover my route, and then I'll cover his route. And it's actually got to the point where it's worked out really well. I'm not going to mention names, but there's a gentleman, PDR tech, that woke up one morning totally paralyzed. And he was in the hospital probably, I think, like a month or two.
Wow.
And the guys got together, and each guy took a day of the week. And they sent him the check at the end of the
He
week.
covered his route.
That would
That's
never happen
amazing.
when we started. Never
No.
happened. And he's still paralyzed, but he showed up at the show last in
year.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Last year, Paul. I'm not sure.
Once again, if you
That's okay.
are participating in
That's all right.
our 330 raffle, this
he's
came
doing
from
better than
registration.
he was.
Right.
We got
Right.
Still
our
not
raffle
up from
ticket.
going back to work.
I know who you're referring to. Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Well, and that's amazing, and you're right. Just and I won't mention what it is, but it's just like something that we found out earlier today that just happened recently within the industry, which is a horrific situation. But immediately, the industry has jumped to help with that. And that's not. That just didn't exist 10 years ago.
It didn't.
It just didn't, and it was unfortunate. But you know what? That was 10 years ago. It is what it is today, and that's what, at least, I'm proud to be associated with that in the industry.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm. Sorry, guys, we got a big announcement going over here. But no, I'm proud to be associated with the industry because of that. So, what I would love to hear from you, besides, I know you've got all sorts of stuff going on. But what's the future? What's happening?
Well,
what's going on with what's going on? Tell us what's going on with MTEs.
So part of the future, is here, West Coast. We pulled a lot of people. We found out the California guys weren't going to Orlando. The Orlando guys didn't want to go to Vegas or California.
Right.
So that's why we added the second show. So, but then I think what Kevin started a couple years ago with, bringing in the detailers, the glass, it's about the add-ons. Everyone's here to learn how to make more money.
Sure.
So you can be the best dent guy in the world, but if you're not also fixing glass or doing some other add-ons, you're missing out on a huge piece of cash that you can be bringing in.
Of course.
Or if you are doing glass and you want to learn PDR.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you're a detailer and you want to learn whatever, this is the place to come to.
Right.
Because you've got the manufacturers, you've got the training, the classes and seminars go on.
It's David, not Daniel Ortega.
Well, and you could be a detailer, but have not dipped into the ceramic coating paint correction level. You could be just the average detailer.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Why do $250 detail when I can do a $250 detail with a $500 paint correction and a $1,000 ceramic coating?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of guys are really good at pushing dents, and then aluminum bodies came out a little more prevalent.
Yep.
Now we have electric vehicles and a whole different story.
The whole IMI situation for EVs,
So that's why you got to keep up on your education. You can't just fall into a rut, think you're the best.
From the dent tech side, we never stop learning. The day you think you know everything there is to know about pushing a dent, I would suggest you putting the tools away. Because every time a new car comes out, a new model comes out, a new body line is changing, everything. It changes all the time.
Yeah. It does. It definitely does.
All right.
So a couple of this is the first time I'm ever talking about this, but one thing we talked about possibly doing in the future is having the car manufacturers bring in their new lines of cars in Mobile Tech. just so guys can go check them out, see the access, be a little more prepped, so the next time they have to fix a 2021 Altima or whatever, they've seen it and have a little bit of a better idea.
Do you think they'd let us beat on them a little bit?
Well, that blew through my head real quick, but then the reality set in right there, which I think is a fabulous thing. So one more quick thing: how is the dent trials going?
Oh, it's great. You know, it's the first time we've done it. We have to give so much credit to Alliance Dent Repair out of Arlington. They help us put all this on, and the dent. Olympics in Orlando has always been a single dent, fixed in 30 minutes.
Right.
We decided it's Vegas, we got to take it a step further, so we did 3 dents. A regular hail type dent in the side.
It's actually very, very deep.
Very
deeper than the Orlando.
I saw them there. I mean, that's a significantly deep side panel dent.
Yeah, and then we did a crease for the first time, and then also a glue pull.
Right.
So they had to fix 3 dents in 90 minutes, which that's a challenge. I mean, that's so.
And it's very well received. I mean, the techs are really enthused. They want to try it, and so far it's been great. Everyone's happy with it. So
So we'll have the standard Dent Olympics in Orlando again, but we might actually add a second competition and do something like a team, like a tag team or something.
That'd be interesting.
A little more lighthearted, a little more fun, but just kind of off the side, keep the Dent Olympics pure. And
this is the selfish side of me coming out. Any chance of doing the glue pulling only Olympics again?
We've done it in the past.
I
There's
know.
been glue pull, so that's another option.
the problem with the glue pull was you only have so many spots on the rails.
Right.
And so in the past it was a first come first serve.
Right.
Or a drawing.
Yeah.
And it worked, and the guys loved it.
Yeah.
There's a guy from Germany, can't think of his first name, Mayer, his last name is, and he came from Germany just to take part in the glue pull.
Right.
And we're like, well, we can't give you a spot in the glue pull, and that was the year that we figured, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put all the names in the hat, and just so happened he won, and he got first place.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So
Nice.
so he constantly comes back and forth, but he now takes part in the Dent Olympics too now.
Good.
At this point.
Good.
So,
Well, gentlemen, thank you very, very much for taking this time to spend with us. And if there's anything we can do to ever help, of course, we're here because y'all have taken care of all of us. I'm speaking for the entire building, but y'all have definitely taken care of all of us, and we greatly appreciate it. I've had a blast with the show. Can't wait to see both of you in Orlando in a few months. Guys, this is Lee Roth with the Dean King Training Institute wrapping up the Las Vegas inaugural event of Mobile Tech Expo at the South Point Hotel and Casino. We will see you later. We will see you online, and we will definitely see you in Orlando in January. Have a good day.